What is up, everybody? If you like the content I put up, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, and leave me a comment below letting me know what you think of today's video. What is up, everybody? STARSKREAM here, and today we're going to be... What am I doing today? I think I want to do something new. Maybe something I haven't done before.
Tier list video time, oh yeah!
So it's been a little while since we did one of these, and I feel like it's about time to knock one out. The last one we did of these was back in December, and while the meta hasn't necessarily changed that much, there are definitely some changes that need to be addressed. That said, I don't plan on spending as much time on every single hero as I have in the last two tier list videos. So if you're really interested, go watch those for more in-depth explanations on each hero. On this video, especially for heroes that don't really need explanation, I'm just going to put them where they belong and try and make this video a little bit shorter than the last ones. I did add in here, you'll notice I added an A plus and a B plus to the A and B tiers. And there's always a lot of contention in heroes in those areas, so I do think a lot of times there are heroes that are like almost S but not quite there, but better than the other A heroes that are in there, so I figured this would add a little bit more clarification. And as always, I do expect in the comments there to be people that are really upset that their favorite hero didn't get put where they think it should be. You know, if you might think that Nub Nub is the greatest hero on Earth, or Zom is, you know, a tier S PvP legend. So I'm going to clarify before we get started again that this is for high level legend PvP, you know, level 80, and I'm honestly speaking, I don't really know what the meta is in lower levels, so I can't really advise you on that. More so, the point of this is so that those of you that are working on your rosters and building them up and trying to decide, you know, should I be spending time or resources on X hero, that you can see, okay, right now that hero is really meta, I should definitely be spending some resources, or oh wow, I thought that hero was good but he's probably not good later on, so maybe I shouldn't waste a lot of resources on him. That said, it is my opinion. I am not the end-all be-all, so take it with a grain of salt. Most of the data I get is from, you know, my own personal experience or from those of my guildmates in the umbrella guilds. So I mean, if you don't want to believe me on the tier rankings, that's totally fine. Let's knock this out. I'm going to go real quick. If I need to explain, I will. And as always, we're just going to go through this alphabetically. Abigail, D, Cree, F, Agnon. I haven't tried Agnon out with his epic. He just came out, so I'm going to put him in B for now. I do think he's better than any C, but I don't know that he's really B plus or A. I don't know that he's going to be used that much. Now, if we were talking about PvE, he would probably be in B plus or A, because he's typically pretty good in boss invasions and stuff, but as far as PvP goes, he's really not that great right now. Alexandros the Arrakis will be our first S rank hero. Arrakis is still phenomenal. Archon is still absolutely phenomenal. He'd be in an S plus if one existed. Arya, I'll put in A plus. She's still really good right now. She's even better, I would say, with the advent of Serenity and Dagon. Augustus is going to be basically F. Balog is D. Even D is a little bit difficult for either of these two, but I'll put him there. Bobble, I guess we'll put in D. Black Diamond's gotten better because of Serenity in PvP. Still not amazing. I still wouldn't suggest putting a ton of time or effort into her, but if you already have her start up, definitely consider pairing her with Serenity and she will be halfway decent. Bovis is not usable. I'd say Braum is pretty unusable at this point. Cobressa is only slightly more usable than these guys down here. Braw, pretty useless at this point. Not a terrible hero. So you could use him theoretically, but I mean, we have foresight runes, so really he has no place right now. I hope they do something with him, even if it's a minor tweak, because right now he's pretty useless. Cruel King Bramble is pretty decent with Miko. He himself is not a great hero, but he can be okay in PvP if you pair him with the likes of Miko. Darius is okay. She's okay with Rayla, but other than that, really not that amazing, but that said, I'd still give her a B+ as far as being better than these two in PvP. Haggarium is going to be, I'd give him a C. Deadeye's an okay hero, but he just doesn't really have a lot of synergies right now in PvP. He's okay in PvE, but again, we're talking about PvP. Dagon right now is definitely S. Even without his epic, I'd say he's an S rank. But he, with his epic, is very, very, very good. He would be probably an S+ right now with his epic. All the barbarians are pretty much going down in D. Echo's okay, not great, not really, doesn't really serve any type of purpose right now. He's not, I would say he's better than these heroes, but really doesn't serve that much more purpose if we're being totally honest. Ella's not terrible, but probably still in this C range here. Ember I'd put in B. Definitely not as good as these B+ heroes, but Ember's interesting because you can ruin her all for attack, and she can catch people off guard because she can do quite a bit of attack, mostly because her main attack gives herself an attack buff, and after that attack buff, she then AoEs the entire opposing team. So not like terrible, but I mean, doesn't really, again, really have a lot of place in most of the meta teams that people are using right now. Emily, unfortunately, does not really have a place. I'd put her maybe in C, I guess, but still really not amazing. Zulk is absolutely, Emperor Zulkot is absolutely an S rank hero. I would say that Inferno has kind of climbed up a little bit. I've done a ton of play with him in PvP. Those of you guys that have been watching my streams, I've been streaming on YouTube. In case some of you guys were wondering why you haven't seen me on Twitch, I've been streaming on YouTube, so definitely make sure you turn on notifications if you're wondering why you haven't seen that I was streaming. If you have notifications on YouTube, it'll let you know when I'm streaming. Anyways, my point is I've been doing quite a bit of PvP with dragons right now. Inferno is okay as long as he's paired with other dragons. So this B+ range is kind of like, I feel, heroes that are okay, that are decent, that are usable right now, even in the current meta, but you need to be using them with, you know, one of the better heroes to make them viable. There's pretty much only like 1 or 2 teams that Inferno can be used in, but in those teams, he's halfway decent. I'd say Theron is still pretty decent. I couldn't give him more than a B+. It would be between B and B+. Not that he's bad, but he's very rarely being used right now. I'll put him in B+. It's definitely a little contentious here. Creel is going to go into F. Gortusk is actually decent, but has no real synergy or usage right now, but he's not a terrible hero, so I'll put him in C. Grognog has some synergy, but he's a bad hero, so I'll also put him in C. He's just not a great, he doesn't have that great of a moveset. His moveset is very offensive, but he doesn't have a very offensive capability as far as stat-wise, so makes him kind of a lackluster hero. Rondure is still very, very good. I'd put him in A+ or A range. He's been used a little bit less lately than he was back in January, even a month ago, but I'll still give him an A+. Haggarium, I'll put in A right now. He works really, really well with Serenity. He still works really well with Valken. I'd say you might argue that he's B+. I'll put him in B+ for now, but he's definitely kind of on the fringe there. Hansuke, I'll put him in C. He's just not, he's okay. I'll put him in B for now. He's just not like that. He's just not that amazing. Valken has definitely gotten better than before. So those of you that have been getting so angry that I've been putting Valken low on these tier lists, rejoice. He's definitely gotten a lot better. He is arguably A+, but I'm going to put him in A only because he is very good. And a lot more people are using him than before. But that said, this one's hard. He needs to be on a team with Serenity. Man, this one's hard for me. I'll put him in A for now, and if I change my mind later, I'll edit it. Hopper's pretty bad. I'll put Hopper in D. Ice Bloom I'll put in D. I'll put her in C just because she's probably about as good as these other C heroes. Ice Pick is not really usable at all. Ignis is not usable at all. You can use him in PvE with Ember and Pontifex to great effect to clear rooms. He'll do a follow-up attack, but other than that, he's not good in PvP at all. Ego Rock unfortunately, is pretty useless right now in pretty much every regard. Willow is pretty useless in almost every regard. I'll put her in C just because she's slightly better than most of these heroes, but really not that great. Did I say Willow? I meant Indigo. Iris is not much better than B, I'd say. I'm even considering maybe C, but I'd say she's probably better than most of these heroes here. Jabber, of course, is S rank. Gibber is, of course, F rank. Jinlei is still an S rank hero for sure. I would say Monkey Boy is definitely an F. Julius is definitely an F right now. Shrek is looking like probably around C or B range. I'll put him in B just because he's not a bad hero, but the heroes that he synergizes with just aren't all that meta at the moment. So, I mean, you're not going to see him used very much, if at all, actually. But he's definitely not a bad hero. He needs something. He needs like another legendary, another hero, a new hero that can add to that plant type team to make it actually usable. Kai, let's throw into C. I haven't used Kelpie a ton personally, but pretty much everyone has agreed that she's not terrible. I think she had like a week to shine, and then pretty much everybody forgot about her and was over it, and nobody wanted to use her anymore. But I don't think she's a bad hero. I think she's probably on par with Lily. Lily's probably a little bit better, so she's probably more likely here. So I'll put her there for now. F, D. Oh my god, some commenters gave me a lot of crap for putting Koros down in D. Listen, Koros can do a lot of attack. That's great. He might wipe people out at lower levels, but at higher levels, he's not doing anything. Trust me. Trust me, don't waste your resources on him unless they add something to him to fix him to make him more usable. He is not usable at higher levels. Trust me. Just take my word for it, please. Kozar is going to be D rank. Leonidas, I will give him a B+. He's still pretty decent. Lily with oak form, with her oak skin, is going to be at A rank. Lumen, I'll put at B. I would put Lupina. Let's see. I'm gonna put her in D. I mean, I'm considering even F. I'm gonna put her in F for now. I'm going to put Malice up in A. Even considering A+, she's pretty solid. And she's pretty integral to the whole Zul'Qad team, but that said, without Zul'Qad, she's really not as great, so I'm going to put her in A for now instead of A+. Manglejaw is going to go down in F. Unfortunately, whatever his name is, what is his name? Mangle? Oh my god, I literally can't even remember this guy's name. So I'll put him in C. Not terrible, but has literally no place in the current PvP meta. I will put Masuda Kira slightly under Black Diamond. So Masuda Kira is only okay because of Serenity. And as far as even on the Serenity team, I'd say the Black Diamond's a little bit better than Masuda Kira. That's probably up for debate, but I can't put Masuda Kira in the same category as these other people in B, in my opinion. Miko, right now, I'm going to put it in A+. I do think Miko has the potential to be an S rank hero, but as of right now, with how popular evasion runes are, he can easily be dodged, and I don't think, in my opinion, he's as good as these S rank heroes. He's definitely not bad, but he's not quite as good as he once was. I think this guy's name is Meyer. I'm going to put him in D. I haven't seen literally anybody use him, but I can't imagine he's worse than these F ranks. Definitely F rank. Definitely F rank. So Niveus has been kind of a toss-up. Niveus isn't terrible, but I haven't been able to try Niveus out at 5 or 6 stars, so I don't really know the full potential, but the full Dragon team with Niveus and Arrakis and Inferno and then +1 has actually done pretty decent for me. It hasn't beat like tier 1, S rank teams, but it's beaten most other teams. And I can get like 20 and 30 streaks going with the Dragon team. So Niveus definitely isn't terrible. And I think we'll probably see more potential in the future when more people have Niveus more starred up. Nub is definitely going to be an F rank. People are going to be so mad. Yes, he's an F rank hero in PvP. I'm very sorry to tell you. Overlord is definitely an F rank. Femus is going to be an F rank. Flubber is going to be an F rank for sure. Pygneus is definitely going to be an F rank. Pontifex is okay, just doesn't really have a lot of place in the current meta. So yeah, he's fine. His epic is good. His epic skin is decent. In case you don't know, his epic skin applies the diseased debuff to the enemy team. So like they don't crit, and I think they just do lower damage overall, but which definitely helps against high damage output teams, but it's usually not enough of a help to really turn the tide of battle, and I'd much rather have somebody else in his slot typically. But I mean, he's not horrible, but just not really that great. Rayla, again, is also not horrible, but not great. I'd probably put her in a B+, even though like literally pretty much nobody uses her. I still don't think she's as terrible as everyone, likes to make it seem. I think she's just not very popular anymore. I think it's kind of the issue. But I think she's still a decent hero if paired with other decent heroes. Shroom Boy, gonna be an F. Rogar's okay. So here's the deal. Rogar's okay if you use him with Dagon, but he's still really not that great, unfortunately. So I would say he's ascended from F rank, but has not gone much further. So you might be able to argue that he might be C rank up with these guys here, but only if you use him with Dagon, and even then I'll put him in C rank for now. But I don't think he's much better than that. Selwyn with the right setup can be B rank in PvP. Serenity is the best hero out right now, so definitely S+ rank. Shade used to be really good, not that great anymore. I would say definitely probably around C or B. I'll put him in B just to not disrespect, but I really don't, in my opinion, think he's even as good as any of these heroes, as crazy as that is to say. He's just not that great, but regardless, I don't mind putting him in B. I'd say that Shadowblade is about on par with Black Diamond and Masuda Kira if put with Serenity, but slightly worse. I'll put him in C for now, because definitely, even if I was running an assassin team, I'd run Black Diamond and Masuda Kira before I were to run Shadowblade. Definitely been pretty good lately. So there's an Astrid build right now where you can get her up to, I think is like 25k, between 25 and 30,000 defense, and she just wrecks with it if you pair her with Archon and a few others. So I'm gonna put her in A for now, which is definitely a pretty big leap for her, because she was pretty much unused before, but now is definitely, in the past couple of months, has been kicking some serious ass. So I would definitely, if you have her and you've already worked on her before and she's just been collecting dust, don't be afraid to use her. Throw as much defense as humanly possible on her, and pair her up with somebody like Archon and Zul'Qad and a Malice team. Something like that will typically work pretty well. Just test some stuff out and see what you find. Sifu's okay. Again, pretty much only okay if you mix with Serenity, but even so, he's not fast. So I'm going to put him still in D, which is unfortunate because he has a lot of potential, but just doesn't really, he's too much of a hybrid. He wants to be a healer and damage output at the same time, and it just doesn't really work the way that I think they wanted it to. Solaris, I will put into the A category for sure. Spitfire was F, but I would say with the Dragon team, he hasn't been terrible. So I'm gonna put him in B for now, which is look, if an F rank hero gets moved up because of hero synergies and stuff that's come out, I think that's a good thing. I don't know if I'm gonna get pushed back because of putting him in B versus C, but he's definitely either B or C. I just wouldn't work on him unless you just already have him. So like, He's not terrible, but don't spend resources like starring him up or anything like that. But don't like be afraid to use him if you already have him starred, or you know, if you have other dragons and you want to try him out. He's not like, you know, horrible. Not like the next few heroes that are going to be all in pretty much F rank here. Takumi, all these guys are easily F rank. You could say that Stonefish could be in D rank. He had his time to shine with Rayla, and then it really went away really fast. So I'll put him in D, just because I think people have been trying some stuff out with him, but it's really just been kind of experimental and not really a solid strategy. Cybil, in my opinion, is still an S rank. Again, I do think Cybil is better than Miko. I think they serve very similar purposes, but I do think Cybil is just superior in the fact that he cannot miss, he steals tons of buffs, he cannot be silenced. I mean, in my opinion, he's just a better version of Miko, without being able to freeze and stuff. Yeah, I think he's just... Anyways, I'm not going to get into that. That's a conversation for a different time. Furnace is okay. He's great during this event, if you saw my last video, but overall just not amazing. I'll put him in C. Torchy is better than these F, but not better than anybody above him. Sume is pretty much an F rank hero right now. Viperia, same idea as Torchy. Was Sir William? Yeah, Sir William, F. Willow, F. I would put Yan Lo probably in B. Again, not used right now hardly at all, but not bad. So he's not a bad hero, but just nobody's really using him because he doesn't fit a lot of the meta like teams. Like the meta teams, in case you're wondering, are pretty much up here. I mean, these are the heroes that consist of the meta teams, and then every now and then you'll see some of these in the B+ area thrown in. But like right now, if you look in the boss 100 for level 80 and you're checking out a lot of your replays, you're not going to really see anybody using these heroes. Are you using them? I don't know, maybe. Is it working for you? I have no idea. That said, this is the meta up here. Okay, and that's kind of like what the whole purpose of this tier list is. Yasmin is going to go right into F. Yokozuna is going to go straight into F. Unfortunately, my friend Yorick, who I adore, is going to be in F. Look, see, I can still like heroes and put them in F if I know that they're an F rank hero. Zen is going to be probably D for now, just because Serenity does what Zen was great at before, which is the whole 5 festive Zen, which using his ability can give the haste and so on. If you're wondering what that is, don't worry about it. You're not missing out on anything because Serenity does it better now. So there's not really any purpose for him. Could you argue that he's a C hero? Maybe, but I wouldn't. I just wouldn't work on him at this point unless they do some major overhaul to him. We're almost at the end here. Zola, I would put probably at C rank, maybe B. I could say she's as good. I'll put her at B because she's definitely as good as these heroes for sure, but probably not going to be used anywhere in place of these heroes that are above her and B+ and above. I'd say she's probably a little bit better than some of the people in B, but not much better. Zom for PvP is going to be a C rank hero. God, I know, no matter how many times I say it and no matter how many different ways I explain it, I'm still going to get people yelling at me in the comments. But Zom is just not that great in PvP at high level. He's not a bad hero. He's extremely good at tower. He's extremely good in PvE. And in PvP, I imagine before you hit level 80 and you're going against, top players, that I imagine he's still probably decent. And you still will see him every now and then, but not on good teams. You will not see him on good defenses or good offenses. And last but not least, we've got Zerk. So this is our tier list. This is all 100 heroes. Nivius was the 100th hero. So if you guys have any questions, which I'm sure you will, please leave them in the comments below. I will be live streaming very often. As some of you have noticed, I've live streamed, multiple times a week, sometimes multiple times in a day, especially on weekends. I have been working quite a bit lately, so I haven't been able to make as much video content as I would like, but I do have the ability to get home and stream for like an hour or two, and that's a little bit easier for me. And being able to do it on YouTube definitely helps. So do me a favor, definitely turn on those notifications so that you can know when I'm streaming. And aside from that, some of you guys have noticed that I've tried streaming other games. I've streamed Minecraft and Magic Mana Strike. There's another game that I started playing that I'm going to start streaming soon as well to show you guys. I think that you guys might like. But as always, if there are certain games that you think would be cool to watch me play or that you would like to play with me, please let me know in the comments below. And aside from that, I will see you guys soon.